My name is Stephen Crane, and this is my UDK level for Game Levels Deathmatch Arena map. So today I will be going over the level that I've created thus far and kind of flow to it. So let's get started. Give me a moment here. Make this a little bit larger for you guys. Alright, so this level consists of three different primary altitudes or levels to it, where the bottom level there, it is completely symmetrical. It is a form of mirror symmetry. Everything that's on that side down there is mirrored over to the other side, so everything that's split by this kind of pool of water down the center is the same on both sides. Once you get to the second and third levels, it's semi-symmetrical, where the large room locations are all in the same general areas. However, those rooms differ greatly when you get to them. Further, the kind of corridors and passages that you use to get to those rooms greatly differ. So it's kind of a mixture of both symmetry and asymmetry to kind of create a very fast-paced map. Anyways, so let's get into the flow. First off, I'm going to be placing the quad damage power right down here in the middle, back corner here. This way, there's very little options in escape. You have your sides, and you have right down the middle. You're also very open. Everybody's going to know where you are. Everybody's going to kind of be heading that way and gunning for you, so it's going to be a very high combat area down here. Next major weapon power-up is going to be the rockets placed in top mid right here, somewhere between the second and third floors in the dead center of the map, so everybody can kind of see where you are. You really have to risk it. You've got to kind of run and grab them, but you also have a lot of different escape paths. Now let's get into some of the level itself. Pretty much with the rest of the map, I'm going to be placing the, how do you call it? Health packs and armors in various locations to kind of further the flow of the map, so it doesn't just all have it on the center as death traps. But as you can see, back here there's kind of a corridor that you can kind of take the long way outside the typical map boundaries. From here you can get to pretty much anywhere along that lower backside. On the other side, same thing. You've got this kind of pipe in the back. Like I said, it's very symmetrical. It's the same thing from one side to the other. Second story is a little bit different. Anyways, so yeah, you have the option to kind of take a long way, go around. You end up on the sides of rockets, and you come out in the middle area on either side. So it's just kind of a long detour, if you will. And then the bottoms here, or in the back here, there's a staircase, and it leads either, depending on which side you take, to the third floor or the second floor. So if we go back and up here, you end up on the second floor, where there's a third floor up above. So getting into these second floor bases, as you can see, it has a little bit different connection back here. This one can take you up to the third floor. This side's kind of unique because the third floor has a massive hole in it, so you drop down, or can drop down to the second floor. I also incorporated a lot of these windows for lines of sight. Some people may use it to kind of have extra cover when firing out at enemies, but it's more meant so you can always see where people are moving to. Typically with these windows, I made sure that there's multiple lines of sight on you, so if you're focused too much on one of these, where I can see 3 here, well, 3 people can see me from this side, but also 3 whole entrances and windows can see me over here. Like, there's a fourth one, but if I'm close enough up over here, the fourth one can't see me. If I'm a little bit further back, then it can. So, as I said, like, you don't want to kind of like stay in these too long. It's to kind of deter camping in higher cover areas, because it's very easy to kind of get up behind someone, spot them, and get shots on them. Also, in some of these back rooms, I have additional corridors that wrap around to different levels. As you can see here, it wraps up to the third level. It's a little bit longer route than you'd typically take, but you can kind of get up into the back of the room there. You go back down to the second floor. So also there are these catwalks connecting the second and third floors all over the place. I wanted something that kind of went up and across the map. It wasn't all just like side to side. It was a little bit more from like second floor to third floor, a little bit more of kind of a maze, a little bit more random than typically just from side A to side B kind of thing. And then there's just multiple pathways that you can take from each room. So like this one can go to either the second floor across from it or the third floor across from it. So let's go back here. So that's pretty much the second floor. Let's get onto the third floor. This is the room with the hole in it. Pretty much I'm going to be focusing on like armor down here, and up in here in some of these, as well as some of the health packs, as I stated earlier. That way, the main focal points will be to the top center catwalk and the center back wall for the primary power-ups, and then I will be placing a sniper in the third level back corner room, as well as one over here. That way it kind of promotes people to get up here a little bit more, move away from the center, so there's that continuous flow in and out of the map. It's not all just single directional to the centers. And granted, there will be most of the like fighting and most people going for those, because it's once again the most powerful stuff. But I wanted to also draw people kind of back in and out of the center of the map, where they'll be going there, yes, for some of the most powerful things on the map, but also once they're picked up, there's the time reset, so they can't go back to them immediately, so they'll want to go and get like health or whatever. Also, I incorporated the feint feature into some of my combos here, so if you can see there's this hole and I can't get through it, I can get all the way down to the bottom very quickly. You can also jump through any of the windows and feint and make it through them. So, it's kind of incorporation of the feint skill, where typically you don't see too much of it in Unreal Tournament competitive play. Typically if somebody feints, their name and health bar is still there, so people just continue to shoot them until they're dead. But now you can kind of use it as, oh, I don't have a real quick way to get there, I can see it from here, so I'm just going to swan dive. And so, something a little unique, a little interesting that I decided to incorporate was points of views where it was large enough that you could fit a body through, but not large enough that you could just typically walk or jump through. But yeah, that is my map.